Hello guys, RevitWiz here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how to create this generic model, the bollard that we've created with concrete inside and a circular hollow section all around. So you'll see if I click on this, it's a generic model. So if I say edit type, you'll be able to edit everything that is indicated here, like your base plate. Let's make it 700, 700. There you can see. Then the bolt, or not the bolt, the outside diameter of the circular section. Let's make it 500. You can see that it's updated with the dome type of finish, like that. And then also you can update these bolt spacings and more. So if you want to learn how to do this, please stay tuned. Okay, let's open a new project. So we go to new and just structural template, and then we open our project. Then we're going to go by file and we're going to create our new family. So you click on file and then new family, and then you will go to, it's under your family templates, whatever Revit version you are using. Then I will go under English and then look for metric generic model. Then we just open it. And now we have our center lines. So this is our plan view, and then here at the left we can obviously switch between views. So now we're going to start with our extrusion. So you're going to go here at the top. Let me just undo that. Go here at the top by create extrusion, and then we're going to do a circle. So I'm going to do a 100mm radius circle like that, and then I will offset that circle by 5mm. So pick lines, and then here by offset, just go and say 5 and enter. And then when you hover over here, you can see it gives you the line on which side it's going to offset. So I want it to offset to the internal side, and there we go. And then before I finish, I want to do dimensions. So DI on my keyboard, go to diameter, do the outside diameter and then the inside diameter. Then we will just change our scale here to 1:5, so you can just see what's going on. Just going to move that out. Then what we will do is we will click on one of the let's click on the 200 dimension and go here to create parameter. And then we are going to say outside diameter, like that. And then this one, we are going to do the same, but we're going to call it inside. I can just spell today, inside diameter, like that. There we go. And then we will click finish. Now that we've done that, we can go here to family types, and then this window will pop up. Then we are going to create a new parameter again. The reason we're creating one here is, I'll show you shortly, is because we are not going to associate this specific parameter to any of the dimensions. So we're going to say new parameter. We're going to just use it as a variable in our formula. So I'm going to call this, let's call it thickness, circular hollow section thickness. So circular hollow section thickness, and okay. So what we want to do now is create a formula for the inside diameter. So what we are going to do is say outside diameter. So we're going to copy it, Control C on my keyboard, and we're going to create a formula. So outside diameter, then we're going to say minus bracket, then circular hollow section. Make sure you use the same capital letters and smaller letters to ensure that the formula will work. And then we're going to say times 2, because it's the thickness, which is going to be 5. We just need to put it in there, times 2. So when I say apply, obviously it's not going to work now because that should be 5. There it gives us the 190, so apply. Okay, so just put in the 5 before you do the formula. So if I change the 5 to anything else, let's say 10, it automatically updates. So let's just move this out of the way. Apply, you can see there it becomes 10. So let's just move it back to 5, and let's say we change that to 500. You can see that automatically updates. Apply, so it goes with the outside diameter. All right, so let's just do it again. 200, apply, and okay. All right, now we're going to do our base plate. So we're going to go extrusion again. Then we're just going to draw a rectangle. I'm just going to draw a random size, then I will resize it. So let's say we want to make it 400 and that one also 400. Then I'm just going to highlight it and move it to the center. So there's a center line, move it to there, and then there's another center line, move it to here. All right, so now that we've done that, we know that our base plate has formed. So just press finish. Now we can go to our front view. And here we can see our different extrusions. So this extrusion is our actual circular hollow section. You can just pull it up. And then this one is our base plate. So what we want to do is dimension both. So DI on your keyboard, dimension our base plate first, and then our bollard. So then here we're going to go create new parameter, call it base plate thickness. Obviously you can call it whatever you'd like. And then this one I'm going to call bollard height. There we go. So I'm going to change that 1100. It's adaptable. And then this one we're going to make 10 mils. That looks a lot better. So then we will click on this bollard and we're just going to move this up like that and lock it so that anytime that this thickness changes, let's make it something ridiculous, 100, the bollard actually moves up with it. All right, so there we go. Then we want to create some bolts. So go back to your reference plane. Then we're going to go to create extrusion again. And then here we're going to do circle. Then we're going to do, let's say we want a 16 mil bolt. So it's 8 radius, something like that. And then we will dimension it, DI on your keyboard. Just make sure once you dimension it, that little crosshair needs to come up for you to be able to snap to it. So we're going to dimension it like that. And then this we will call bolt edge distance, like that. And we will make that 50. And then click on that one and just go and select bolt edge distance and it will move it automatically. So what I'll do now is I'll highlight that and then mirror it. So MM on your keyboard, make sure copy is ticked. Then along that line, you mirror it. Okay, that dimension did not snap with, so just redimension it. Like that. And then we go to bolt edge distance again. So highlight both of them, MM on your keyboard, like that. So you can see some of the dimensions doesn't want to snap with, but then like I said, you can just redimension it like that, and then we will just say bolt edge distance. All right, then once I say finish here, you'll see the dimensions disappear, but that's not a problem. That is the way we want to set it up. All right, so now we're gonna do the base plate. So here we will just dimension them like that, and always make sure that's equal and that one is equal. Then we will do the outer size like that. And this one, we will create a new parameter and we will call it base plate width or length, doesn't matter. That one we will call base plate length then, like that. All right, so we've set that up. And then now we just need to go to our front view again so we can see the bolts. So I'm just going to move these bolts down because it has to protrude into some sort of a concrete element. And then this here at the top, I'll just move down like that. So just change the scale. So now I'm going to dimension this, DI on my keyboard. That I want to dimension, and I want to dimension the embedment depth like that. Okay, so I'm going to click on that dimension, create new, call it embedment depth. And let's make that a round number. Let's say 200. You can see it's adaptable. Then that one we are going to make, just move it out like that, create new, and then bolt head, something like that. So when you change this to 50, it'll move up. So it's 50 mils above the base plate. So then let's go to a 3D view. So you go here at the top, default 3D view. Now obviously the dimensions are in the way, so VV on your keyboard, go to annotation categories, just untick that, apply, and OK. So let's just put that to fine and that to shaded, and there you have your bollard. So I just want to change the material, so click on it, go to material, go here and say metal or whatever material you want to use, but I'm just going to say metal. Just pull it into the project and say OK. So it's metal, and then I'm going to make those two metal as well. So go there and metal. There we go. So let's just put it on realistic. So there you can see it's metal. And then I want to fill this in with concrete. So let's go back to our reference level. So let's create another extrusion. So create extrusion. We do another circle. We also want the same size as the internal diameter circle we did earlier. So we're going to just go here like that and say DI on our keyboard. Diameter. So make sure when you do this, if I click the first one and I click away, you can see it's like grayed out. So hover over this, press tab on your keyboard until you get the full circle and click it now. You can see there the dimension pops up. You can see you can do nothing with the one at the back, but this one is the important one that we want to create a parameter. So we can actually give this the parameter of the inside diameter. So the reason for that is so that the concrete that's always inside is going to respect the inside diameter. Right, so the material category, you will click here and we will type in concrete, and you can just use that one, bring it in, apply, and OK, and just finish. Right, so now you can see this dimension that was grayed out popped up, but we don't need it, so just delete it. Okay, so let's go to our front view. So go to our front view here. Then here you can see our concrete has been created, but just to note, there's the concrete so that you know it's the concrete. So we just need to pull it up to there, lock it, and this one, pull it up and lock it. So if we go to the 3D, you can see there's our concrete. So then we can create some sort of a concrete overcast dome on top of this, so it just gives it a better finish. So let's go to the front view again. Then we want to go to create. Then instead of extrusion, we're going to do solid revolve. So you'll see if I just play that, yeah, that's what we want to do. So say revolve. Then I'm going to choose the axis line. Then pick the line, that's going to be the axis line. So I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to just draw it to the inside of the circular hollow section, and then that I'm maybe going to draw at 35 mils high. Then I'm going to go here to start and end arc radius. So I'm going to just find that point, click that second point, and then create a radius that you want. So let's make it something like that. And before we close, press a line on your keyboard, so AL on your keyboard, make sure that it's ticked to lock. So I'll click that line and I'll click this line, so it locks. So that means when I update that dimension, this whole dome will move upwards with the bollard. So then I also want to lock that point there, but you'll see if I say align, you won't be able to align that point with this circular hollow section. So what we'll do is put a dimension, DI, just dimension it to that corner like that, and then here we will create the parameter. So say create, and we will call this dome diameter, or rather dome radius. All right, then we can close it. So close, finish rather. Then we go here to family types, and then under dome radius we're going to create a formula. So it's basically this formula. So Control A, Control C, then here Control V. So I've created that formula, but now you'll see it's 190, but we wanted 95. So bracket there, we're going to divide the outside diameter by 2 to get the radius, and then minus the circular hollow section thickness, but we don't want to times it by 2 because it's only one side. So say enter. Then 95, that's our answer. Apply. Nothing will change, but you'll see if I change the outside diameter now to, let's say 350, that changes both those formulas. So apply, you can see it goes with the specific dimensions. So say okay, then we can go to 3D. You can see our dome here. Just make sure that when your dome is not very visible, make sure that you change the material to concrete like that, so that looks better. And then also, if your dome is inverted for some other reason, make sure the end angle is 0 and the start angle is 360. Sometimes Revit swaps it around so that the end angle is 360 and the start is 0. Alright, so there you have it. So now let's load it into our project. Load into project. I'm just going to overwrite it because I've already done it before. So here I'm going to just search for family 3 because that's what I've called it. Pull it in, and there you have it. Let's go to 3D view. There you have your dome, your Bollard dome type of structure. So we can inside here edit the parameters, edit type. So here's your parameters. Base plate length, let's make it 700 by 700. Let's make that 20. Bollard height 2 meters. Bolt edge distance, let's say 75 and 75. Let's change the thickness to 10. Embedment depth of the bolts, let's make it 350. And the outside diameter, let's make it 500. Apply. And okay. And there you can see it updates everything automatically. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this type of content, please do like and subscribe. It really helps me a lot. And once again, thank you for watching. I see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.